Well, this is the way we're gonna start making our chili, and it's called a Chuck Wagon chili mix. And so on the instructions in the back, it's just tells you how to make it. So it says 1 large pot of to brown hamburger, chopped onion, and contents of package. So I'm not going to quite follow these instructions, but one of the things that it does say is to soak these beans for 4 to 6 hours. So right now it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I don't start planning on making my chili until 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these beans, and they got it tied off pretty good there. So what I'm going to do is cut the top of the package here. If I cut my hand, I'm going to take these beans. And one thing that really caught my eye about these beans is that I put all the colors in it. So, and again, right down to the there's some white beans in here, red beans, brown beans, and also black beans, which are right at the end here. So I'm going to leave the rest of the contents in here. So it looks like there's like a beef bouillon on here, and all kinds of like even garlic powder and that, and some other, looks like dried up garlic in there too. So I don't know if I'm going to use this. I'm going to see how it goes, but I am going to save this and bring this down. So yeah, I'm going to let these soak for a good 4 hours. And that's the first step on to make my chili. Alrighty, everyone. So as you probably already know, I am making chili. And so with every good chili, we're going to start off with some lean hamburger. And I probably had the fire going for about 20 minutes now, so it's really good and warmed up. And one thing I do like to do is spice it up a little as I go. So, but I think right off the bat here, I'm going to take some chili powder. So I can open it. Of course, they make these ones child-proof, so I cannot get into it. But yeah, a little bit of garlic powder on here to start with. And then another thing I'm going to start with is a little bit of garlic and herb. To get it going. And again, they sure do make these things child-proof. Makes it a hard time for Brad to get into it. But yeah, just a little bit of more garlic and herb. And then also I'd like to add is some black pepper. So, and make a chili, you want a fair bit of spices on it. So Lots of pepper. And I'll probably end up adding more pepper as we go. But yeah. Yeah, the fire is pretty hot right now. I have to take off some clothing here. It's about 9 degrees Celsius out, so it's going to get a little hot in here. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let the hamburger brown up a little bit, and then I'm going to add some onion and a whole bunch of other stuff to it. Onion and mushrooms probably for now. So stay tuned. Well, it's only been a couple of minutes so far, so the hamburger is about half brown. So right at this point, I've diced up my onions, and what I kind of like to do is, I'm not going to put them all in, because what may happen here is that all my ingredients may not fit in the pot that I bought, I should say. So, yeah, what I like to do here is we're going to open the can of mushrooms. Just empty the water out of here. And we shall add the mushrooms in there. Again, that may be too much mushrooms for what I need in it, but we'll see how this goes. I'll give that a little stir up, and as the hamburger cooks, the mushrooms and the olives will get in here. So now I'm going to let that simmer for a little bit, make sure everything's all well cooked. And you know, I really don't like crunchy onions, so I get the onions all fried up in there. So, but another thing I wanted to add, so I know as we go along too, the spices that you put in really disappear to the flavor. So because it's chili, I'm going to add some a little Cajun spice to it. So, and we won't put in all that much, but just enough to give it some flavor. And I'll do some taste testing as I go along here, and also find out to what I think tastes really good. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to let that simmer another 10 or 15 minutes and let it cook very well, and then we'll continue on making our chili. Well, everything is almost cooked. All the juices out of the hamburger is almost all gone, so that's a sign that we got to start putting things together. So what I bought here is a Dutch oven. So it says it's already seasoned. So it's pretty well good to go. And we did have another bigger pot that was almost twice the size of this one. So comes with a lid also. So it's a pretty good size. And there's instructions saying that it's already seasoned and made by Lodge. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hamburger and put it in this, and then we're going to start to add all kinds of ingredients. Yeah, so what I should really invest in is an oven glove. When I'm touching the fry pan and all this, that does not burn my hand. So that's something on my grocery list, is a oven mitt. This is kind of my wash pot here that I wash my dishes out of. So yeah, so my next step is to take these diced tomatoes and put that in there. So again, my handy dandy can opener. Yeah, so another thing with the tomatoes, I was actually reading on more of the instructions. So also with the can of tomatoes, you need a little bit of water in there also. And won't pour too much water. We'll pour water as I need it to thicken it up, or to thin it up, as I should say. And so my next ingredients is another, so finely chopped tomatoes, as I'm gonna put this in there also. And another thing that I thought I'd bring down is this nice wooden spoon. So I'm going to start to give everything a little stir in there. And we'll see where we're at with the thickness of it. Okay, so another, it's not absolutely by scratch, but we are now going to use a little bit of this garlic and onion sauce. I guess it'd be considered a tomato sauce, but I'm not going to add all of it. Just enough to give it a little more flavor. So also another thing that I have here is these beans that I've let them soak in water, and I could tell they've soaked up a fair bit of water already. So this is my chili bean. So I'm going to pour out the water here. So and then after soaking those, actually the water was kind of purplish when I just poured it out. So we are going to add that to it. So basically right at this point, I have one more ingredient to add, kind of, because actually what we're going to go with now is a little bit of chili powder. Some chili powder, and I'm not going to put in too much, just all right. So actually we've had some recording problems because of all the heat in here. It is pretty hot and I'm actually starting to sweat. So I got everything in there so far, and I think what you guys missed was the beans. So what I'm going to do is I'm adding the celery, and like I said, I just brought one stalk of celery, and what I've noticed is that, you know what, I'm going to add a little bit more kidney beans. So yeah, nothing like having kidney beans. These are good red ones also. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put in half the can. So yeah, I'll get half the can of these kidney beans in here. Like the kidney beans really make it a chili, so I'm only going to add half of them. And we'll give that a good stir. So yeah, I'm just going to show you how already delicious this looks. It's coming along pretty good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it to a good boil, and then let it simmer for a bit. Alrighty everyone, stay tuned. Alrighty everyone, right at this point we have brought it to a boil. So now my plan is to kind of taste test it and see if I want it more spicy, more pepper kind of thing. So yeah, it's only been boiling for just a few minutes. So I don't want to taste any beans, but I just want to taste the sauce. I think those beans are going to take a long time to, they're still a fair bit hard. But all right, yeah, so I'm going to add a little bit more pepper here to start with. And little bit more the chili powder, but I'm not going to go crazy on it. And again, we're going to go back to the garlic and herb, a little bit of that. So my next plan also is to not add any more wood to the fire. I'm just going to let it simmer for, it's about 3:30 right now, so I usually don't eat dinner until after 6. So I'm going to let this simmer for almost 3 hours. So, like I said, I'm not going to add any more wood, and I'm going to let it just cool off, not boil anymore. And I do believe the consistency of it is the way I like it. So we're going to leave it at that, and we'll see how it goes now. Well, right now we're at this point where it's called simmering, and it's been about an hour, maybe 45 minutes since I've got it all together, and I think I'm going to wait another probably 2 hours before I even taste it, because the first time I tasted it, the beans were still pretty hard. So, and I could kind of hear them on the fork too. So I know I have a lot of simmering to do this, and to keep it hot, it's right on the edge of boiling. So I got the wood stove right at the good temperature here. Actually, I think I'm going to add a stick to it, but that's how the chili's going. Well, everyone, I've been simmering this for about 2 hours now, and stirring it every 15 minutes or so. So it's just stopped boiling around the edges a little bit now, so I'll give you guys a little peek at what it looks like. So also what I think is, you know what, I still have a little bit to go. So probably another hour of letting it simmer and that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water. Yeah, just a little bit of water. Maybe about half a cup. Third of a cup, maybe. Yeah, give it a good stir there. Yeah, I might add some more water in a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Well, already everyone, it has been cooking probably 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna take the lid off here. I'll show you guys the boiling. I'm going to stir it a little bit. All right. Yeah, so I still may add some more water. Well, you know what? Right now I'm going to have a little taster. Just want to show you how good that is. Well, alrighty, everyone. We're still letting things simmer here, and yeah. So also, I have some. You know what? The last taster I had didn't have enough spice in it, so what I'm going to do is add some more. Also have a little ingredient, the original barbecue sauce. I'm going to add to it. And some more garlic powder I'm going to add to it. Just wasn't quite as spicy as I like it to be. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how it's going. And it smells really good. And I'll tell you, this is something that I've never done before, and it's pretty cool that I'm doing it now. So hopefully everybody likes and enjoys my channel, my cooking channel now. Yeah, so I'm going to add some barbecue sauce here. Just get a little bit of a zing. You know, it's not quite from scratch, but you know, it's that little bit that makes it kind of tangy at the end, I think. And a little bit more garlic powder. Not too much to kill it, but just enough. And we're going to go back with the chili powder because I found it wasn't hot enough. So I'm going to do a little bit more chili powder on that one. Yeah. I'll show you guys stirring it in there. Right. Good, eh? I can tell the beans need a little bit more cooking, so I think that's one the pain in the ass about making chili. It takes a long time to cook. So it's all worth it if you take your time at let it simmer again on the wood stove and on the rocks. All right, let's see how this goes. Well, everyone, it's been cooking for a long time and simmering. So I've actually put a couple pieces of wood in there, rise the heat a little bit. So I'm going to show you how it's going. Give it some more stirring. Yeah, so I kind of found a sweet spot in the stove here where it keeps it boiling. But I think I'm still about half an hour or an hour away from even trying it again. Oops. Sorry about all the noise. Yeah, so we should be soon getting to eating this. Well, everyone, it turns out the chili was very, very, very good. And I just want to thank Jeanette Morales for giving me the idea to make the chili. And I'll tell you, we have enough left over for dinner tonight and probably maybe lunch tomorrow. But that's a little bit too much chili. But yeah, it seems it turned out very well, and I cooked lots of it. So thanks again, Jeanette, for giving me the idea. Ciao for now, everybody.